Hey everybody, what's going on? Hellmite here, bringing you another video from Grab the Lantern today. Today's topic is going to be covering Grievous Wounds, and why I think they need to be removed from the game. And now let's just get this out of the way. I am not a salty Aatrox player, I'm not a salty Dr. Mundo player. I think Grievous Wounds need to be removed from the game because they make it harder for these champions to access their power, and it makes them more difficult to balance. Now first, what are Grievous Wounds? It's actually not a very common debuff applied anymore outside of Ignite, which not very many champions take. But Grievous Wounds basically are a debuff that can be applied by some abilities and Ignite, which reduce healing on the target by 40%. And this includes all heals. So Soraka heals and champion and the internal champion heals that they have will all be reduced by 40%. Which ostensibly is a good thing, because it means that you can actually shut down Dr. Mundo when he presses R, as opposed to just kind of saying, well, he's invincible for the next 30 seconds or however long it is. However, the problem with this is that it makes drain tanks way too hard to balance. On one hand, if the healing is fantastically strong, then you have to have Grievous Wounds in order to counter it. And if you don't, you're going to be screwed, because Mundo or Aatrox or Warwick will be impossible to kill, they'll just heal too much. However, if the power is relatively balanced, that is to say it heals well enough for them to work under most circumstances, then it's entirely negated by Grievous Wounds. You slap Ignite on Aatrox, and he ceases to exist as a champion because he literally will not be able to heal himself enough. And this leads to problems because it makes them tricky to balance. Do you balance them around having Grievous Wounds existing, or do you balance them around not having Grievous Wounds existing? Either way leads to problems, as I just kind of described. So the obvious example is to just remove the debuff, and that means that these champions would function at a consistent level. You always know that Mundo will heal for this much, and that way you can build it into his kit and balance him around it, instead of having to try and guess and see if Grievous Wounds are good enough or bad enough in order to make him more balanced. A good example of this is that during the Assassin rework, Riot changed how stealth works. So invisibility is a new type of stealth that is 100% invisible. You cannot be revealed by anything except the true side of towers or reveal moves like Lee Sin's Q. And this is really good, because what it means is that these champions can now be balanced around the fact that they will become invisible when they press the button. Beforehand, Akali, for example, you couldn't rely on her W actually stealthing her, because if someone had a pink ward in her inventory, then Twilight Shroud does nothing. At the same time, though, if you don't have a pink ward, okay, she's invisible, how do you balance around this? However, now she's guaranteed 100% invisible when she presses W, and this means that now it's a dedicated portion of power in her kit, and therefore she can be balanced around it. And in the same way, I'm considering the removal of Grievous Wounds to be a similar sort of thing. As long as the stat doesn't exist, it means that the champion can be more readily balanced. And this might have some consequences when it comes to champion stacking healers, like Sona and Soraka, or Nidalee and somebody else. But I think overall it would be good in the long run to help champions that are dedicated to healing or reliant on healing to function better in the game. Anyways, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. I apologize for missing my Friday video. I was out of town, but I'm going to be back and uploading every Monday and Friday as per usual. If you enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a like, and if you really enjoy the video, consider subscribing. I upload a video every Monday and Friday, as I just said. Once again, thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will talk to you all later.